So, good afternoon to everyone. Today we will see the implementation of a binary search tree in the lab. So, first implementation, how we can done the implementation of binary search tree and how it looks like. We will see it first, and then in the program we will see how it can be implemented. So, first you see a binary tree is said to be a binary search tree if the values of all nodes in the left subtree is equal or less than the root node, and the values of all nodes in the right subtree is greater than the root node. So that means how we can say it is a binary search tree. If there is a root node present and all the nodes that is present on the left side of the root node are less than or equal to root node, and all the nodes that are present on the right side of the root node are greater than or equal to the root node, then we can say that this is a binary tree. So here in this example, you can see that 12 is the root node, and in the left side of this 12, there is 9 and 9 node present, and is this in this its left node, this is 6, and in this right node there is 11. So that means all the nodes that are present on the left side of the subtree are b less than or equal to the root node. And here you can see in the right side, the node present is 15, 14, 21. That means all the nodes that are present on the right side of the root node are greater than or equal to the root node. So this is called the binary search tree, that all the nodes present in the left side will be less than or equal to the root node, and in the right side, all the nodes present in the right side will be the greater than or equal to the root node. Now, this is the normal way of a binary search tree, and in the theoretical way that we can done like this, that if we want to insert some data, then we have to check in respective of the root node. If it is greater than, the node is greater than which we wanted to insert, then the node will be in the right side. So that's how we can insert the element. But now, for the most common way to represent binary search tree in the computer, the most general way or the most common way we can see to represent a binary search tree in the computer memory is the linked list. Through linked list, we can done the binary search tree programming. So using linked list, when we use the linked list, through using the linked list, we will done the binary search tree programming. So in linked list, how it looks like, you have seen that in a linked list, there is a 2 address field and 1 data field present. Like that, you have seen that a linked list has a 3 parts. What are the 3 parts? A linked list has a 3 parts. Now, what are the 3 parts in the linked list? There is in the left side, you can see there in the left side, there is an address of the left side, there will be an address. And what this address will do, this address in case of binary search tree, this address will point to the left child. Means the address will be, because in our linked list, there are 2 address field present and 1 is data field. Now the data field is in between the 2 address field. And what the data field do, in the data which we stored in the linked list are present in the data field, and the left side, the one address field is present in the left side and another address field is present on the right side. The address field which is present on the left side will point to the previous node, and the address field which is present on the right side will point to the address field of the next node. So the left side address field will point to the previous node, and the right side field will point to the next node, and in between them there is a data field. So what will be in case of binary search tree? In case of binary search tree, the left side address field means this, the left side address field will point to the left child, address of the left child, and the right side address field, this will point to the right child, and in between them there will be the data present. Clear? So like this, it will be linked like that, that the left side, it will print that it will pointed to this, and this left will be pointed to this data, this right will be pointed to this. Same as that in case of right child, address of the right child will be attached. So address of the right child will be pointed here. So the pointing will be done like that. So that's how a implementation is done in the binary search tree. In binary search tree in computer, we have done it using the linked list. The left side, the node or the present with the node is present, and in the node there will be a 3 parts. That is, one field will be the data field, and the two address field. One address field will point to the address of the left child, and another will point to the address of the right child. Clear? So how can this implementation be done? I think it is done in the data structure also. This concept is done in the data structure also. So clear? Okay. So now what we will see the implementation of it. We will see the implementation. So how it can be used, we can see the implementation. So now we can see the implementation of it. So how it can be done. To doing this program, first you have to use the header files, that is hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, and hash include stdlib.h. These 3 header files has to be used. Now, at first, what should be done? A structure named BST. BST, I used that a structure, and this structure, why I use this structure? This structure define the node, and the elements of the node contain different types of data. Now, I have to declare first the node. The node, I have to declare it. And for declaring the node, I have seen that the node contains different data type. And that's reason I have used the structure concept, because structure can store different data types. Structure can store different data types. So that's why when we want to define the node, the elements of the node contain different data type, because in the node there is 3 parts. One is 2 address part and 1 data part. So the address part means this should be a pointer, and data part, this should be an integer value. That data should be an integer value. So in the node there are integer value also present, and the pointer values are also present. So that's reason there is a different data type. So for different data type, we have to use the structure concept. Now you can see that I have used struct. You can see I have used struct BST. Struct BST, that means structure, a structure named BST is created, means our node is created. And in this node, what? There is a data field. That's why int data means a data field will be present. That's why we use data integer data type. I have used that name data, it will be an integer type. And we have address of the left subtree and address of the right subtree. That's why you see 2 pointers are present. You can see these 2 pointers are present. Now, what will be the type of the pointer? The type of the pointer will be the structured type. The type of the pointer will be the structured type. That's why I have written, you see, that struct BST star left, because this pointer is of structured type. Like, so this will point to the left child, and struct BST star. This struct BST star means our pointer is the BST type, it will point to the right child. So our structure will contain a data and 2 pointers, and these 2 pointers will be of BST type, means our structure type. So that's why this has written. Now we use a function named typedef. Typedef struct BST node. Now, what is the purpose of this function? In C, you have known that typedef function is used for naming purpose. Now, typedef struct BST node means whenever in next cases we will use this, use the value, then that case that we can use the new name. We can use the new name of the structure, that we can use the new name node in case of struct BST, that we can use the new name node instead of struct BST in all over the program. That new name can be used. This new name node can be used instead of struct BST. Instead of struct BST, we want to use this new name. We want to use the new name. That's why we have used the typedef function. Typedef struct BST node. That means whenever the struct BST name will be used, in that case, it will be replaced by the node. That we can, when you use the new name node instead of struct BST in all over the program. That's why this typedef function is used. Clear? So first we have done this. Then we will go to the main section. Then we will go to the main section. After that, we will one by one use this. We will one by one define the functions. Okay. So first, after defining it, we go to the function. Now here we use main method, and the main is returning integer values. That's why we use int main. And here you see node star equal to null, I have mentioned. Now node we can use that we have through typedef function, typedef struct BST. We are using the node that in this case I have shown that typedef struct BST node. That means whenever there will be struct BST, it will be replaced by the new name node. So this root will be what? This root will be the structure type pointer. This root will pointer to the structure type. So that's why you can see here we have used node star, because for replacing struct BST, we use node. Node star root equal to null. So what it will do? Because it is done that root equal to null, it is done for this reason. Because if we know the address of the root node, means if we know the address of the root node, then we can access any node of binary search tree. This is a principle that if we know the address of the root node in binary search tree, if we know the address of the root node, then we can access any node in the present in the binary search tree. So to hold the address of the root node, we need a pointer. To hold the address of the root node, we need a pointer to BST. That's why I have used node star root equal to null. Because if we address the root node, if we know the address of the root node, then we can access any node of binary search tree. That's why to hold the address of the root node, we need a pointer to a BST. And that's the reason we have done it, that node star root equal to null. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's why I have done that. After that, we are taking a n value, that is integer n. We are taking an integer value, that is integer n, and a character value, that is char ch. Now, when we want to insert, when we want to insert in the tree, what we will do? We will do, so what I am first, I want to insert some element into the tree. So we consider that the number we want to insert is of n. So that's why you see that printf, please enter a number, scanf n, means n is the value or n is the number which we want to insert in the our binary search tree. So if after that insert method will be called root equal to insert, root insert method will be called, and this insert method there is passing two parameters, root and n. That means insert a node to the tree. So for inserting the node in a tree, we called insert function. For inserting a node in a tree, we call the insert function. Now, what it is? It is the function calling. We are calling the function insert. Now, we have to define this function. We are calling this function in main. So we have to define this function first, and after that we can call this into our main. So then what we will do, this insert functions are, through this insert functions, we are passing two parameters. What are these two parameters? One is the address of the root node, and another one is the data to be inserted are passed as an argument in this insert function. So what we are passing in the insert function, in insert functions, we are passing two parameters. One is the address of the root node, and another one is the data to be inserted. Clear? So this is a function call. So we have to define the insert method. So we want to go to that and we define the insert method. So before inserting insert method, we have to know, we have to create a node, because if we doesn't create a node, then how can we insert? So for this reason, we have used node star create node in n. Means this is a function, node creation function, which is taking n input, and it returns the value as a structure type pointer. That is why you can see it is called to hold the address of the newly created node. This create node, what it will done? It will hold the address of the newly created node of a pointer to the node is declared. Means it will return the address of the newly created node. This functions will, what this function will done? This function will done, it will return the address of the newly created node. And so that here you can see we have done that node star new node. This is a pointer new node we have done. And how we have to do this? We have to allocate the memory using the malloc function. So first the node memory should be allocated. So using the node memory allocation, how it should be done? For dynamic memory allocation, we use malloc function. So for dynamic memory allocation, you see we use new node. We use new node equal to node star malloc size of node. Means our new node memory allocation for the new node is created. Memory allocation for the new node is created. And after that, you see new node data equal to n. Means the new node which is created in the value of data field, the n value will be added. So using the pointer new node, we access any field of newly created node. So how it can be performed? It can be done that new node data equal to n, means the value using the pointer new node, we can access any field of the newly created node. And after that, we are using that this new node which I have created are this left and right child is null. So if we consider this, so it will looks like this, that like after performing this, like that, a node will be created, and this is null, this is also null, because I have done that left equal to new node right equal to null. So like this type of thing will be created. Like this type of thing will be created and its left and right is both null. And here in new node data equal to n means the data we are passing will be stored in it. So considering that we are passing 7, so it will looks like this. So newly created node, and after that we are returning the address of the newly created node. So we are returning the address of the newly created node. That's why what it will be in pointer type. So return type will be in pointer type. That's why it is written as node star. Clear? So after performing this type of a thing will be created. Okay. Till now, no one has any problem.
No, sir.
It is clear to everyone. जिस जगह में अगर समझ में नहीं आएगा तो पूछना, ठीक है? हम कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं. So after this is the node is created. Then now we have seen in the main function, we have what? We have called the function, insert function. And in this insert function, we are passing two parameters, address of the root and the value, for the data to be inserted, its value. So now this function's definition is called, this function definition is declared. In main, this is the function calling. So if any function is called, then this function's definition should be present in your program. So this function's definition is mentioned like that. Now it is the insert method, and in this insert method, two parameters are passing, address of the root node and the data that is to be inserted in the tree. So what condition it will check? It will check if root equal to null. That means our tree is empty, that there is nothing mentioned. There is root equal to null. Then root equal to create node n means this will become the root node. After creation of the node, if there is no node, present, that means root equal to null, then the newly created node will our root. The root, you have to create a node. Then that's why it is called root equal to create node n. Means in the root, the node will be created first, and that node will be the root. And else if the data that is to be inserted is less than equal to root data, means in the root is like that. So we are considering this as a root. So the data that is to be inserted will be checked. What? Checked with the root data. Checked with the root data. If the data is less than equal to root data, then what we will do? We will insert it into the left. So that's why you can see root left equal to insert root left n. Means insert method will be called, and in the left side, the node will be the data or the node that is to be inserted. That is why it is passing two arguments, address of the left child of the root and the data to be inserted. If the data we want to insert is less than equal to the data that is present on the root, then in the left side of the root, that's why it is root left. It is mentioned root left, and the insert method will be called, and in the left, the data are to be inserted. And if our data that is to be inserted, it is greater than the root data, then what will done? It will done root right, because the data to be inserted into the right. So root right equal to insert method, and this insert method, there is two parameters passed. One is the address of the right child, and another is the data to be inserted. So after we will return the root, return the address of the root, and that is why its return type is node star. So these three conditions will be done. We are performing these three conditions, that if root equal to null, then we will create the node. If there is no node, that means root equal to null means in our tree there is no node present. So we have to create the node. That's why it is called create node n. This function is called, so this function will create the root node. And if the data that is to be inserted is less than equal to root data, means the total node in this total node, the data that is to be inserted is less than equal to, in the root the field is present, and in this root the data that is present in the root is that we want to insert the data, which data we want to insert is less than equal to the data that is present on the root. Then in the left side the data to be inserted. And so that's why you see root left here, you can see it is root left equal to insert and root left. This is the address of the left child and the data. So in the left side it will be inserted. And if the data that is to be inserted is greater than the data that is present on the root, then what we will do, we'll call the root right. And our through insert method, we will, what as a parameter we will send, and as a parameter we will send the address of the right child and the data that is to be inserted. So this is the condition for insertion. Clear? So it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will again go to the main method or the main functions. Now through this we are inserting the function. Now here you can see I am using that printf, do you want to insert more? Now this condition may arise that you have to enter, you are not entering only one node. This condition may arise that you want to use more nodes also, because you want to add more. Then also you can use this. This condition may arise. So that's why we have used it in the do while condition. See, this total thing is done in the do while condition, because it is not always possible that you only one time you will insert. So this may be some conditions that you should enter more than one times. So for that reason, you have to, what you have to do, you have to put it into the do while condition. So if we put it into the do while condition, then one by one we can insert the data. So here you can see we have then use ch equal to get che. Now what is the performance of this function? This function will read the character entered by the user and store the value it into the ch, means the character whichever we will given yes or no, this ch get ch will read that one by one and it will store into the ch. That's why I have used character ch, because this variable, this ch variable will takes the value. This ch variable will takes the value which we are inserted, which we will insert. This ch value will take this. So it will take one by one and getChar method is used. After you can see this is a do while condition. So if while ch equal to yes, then the loop will be executed, or ch, or the condition is ch not equal to n, means if we press the character n, then the entering will be stopped. Otherwise, this will print anything. So this will continue. The insert functions will continue. Only if n is pressed, then that time this condition will become false and the loop will not execute, and these statements, so the entering process will not done. So the nodes, we will not able to insert nodes again. So that's why we use the do while condition. And whenever we will use Y, if we press Y, that means you will insert. Again, press Y, you will able to insert. So through Y means yes condition. So through yes condition, the loop will be executed, and multiple times you will able to insert the data. But only if n value is pressed, then the loop will be stopped. This do while loop will stop execution. Clear? So that's how the insert functions work. So that's how the insert functions work. Now, this is the part of an part that how the value can be inserted. Now, after the value of insertion of the value, there is what we can do in the binary search tree. We can do then again after inserting, what we have done, we done the searching. After inserting the value, we will search the value. After inserting the value, we will search the value that if it is present or not. So for this, what you have to do, you have to first declare a variable. So that's why a variable is declared. You see int number, this variable is declared, and we are using the printf and scanf statement. We are taking the value through the user input. Using scanf, we are taking this value as a user input. Means the number which we want to search, the searching elements we are taking to the from user. So that's why it is printf and scanf statement is used. And what if search function has root and number, that means search function. In search function, we are passing two parameters, that is the address of the root and the number which we want to search is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. That means item is found and the search is successful. So that means in the if condition, we are checking that if search functions, that is, these search functions are taking two inputs. This search function is taking two inputs. One is the address of the root and the number, the particular number which we want to search. We are taking this into the search function. And if this search function is equal to 1, means that the item we want to search are found, and we can say the search is successful. And if it is not found, else condition, item is not found and the search is unsuccessful. So now here you can see search, and it is taking two input. One is the address of the root and another one is the number which we want to search for. This is a function definition. So if this is a function definition, this is not function definition, this is a function calling. So if this is a function calling, then this function's definition should be mentioned in the program. So we go to the function definition. You can see this is the function definition of the search function, which we are calling in our main method. So what it will do, this search method will take two inputs. This search function or this search method will take two inputs. One is the address of the root and another is the number which we want to search. So the first condition which it will check, if the root equal to null, that means there is no node or no node is present in the root. Means nothing is present in the root. So this is, we can say that our tree is empty. Then what it will return? It will return 0. If the root is equal to null, that means there is no way, there is no tree or mentioned, no binary search tree is present. That's why it is null. So if this is the condition, then we will return 0. And else if, what in the else if case? Else if is the number equal to root data. Means the number through the data, or we can say the data which we want to search. The data, this particular data is present in the root. Means the value of the root and the number which we want to search are equal. That's why it is written that number equal to root data. Means the data present in the root is equal to the number which you want to search. Then it will return 1. Or else what are the condition? The condition will be if number less than equal to root data. Means the number which we want to search or the data which we want to search are present, but it present in the root left side of the, that is less than equal to root data. Means the data which are present in the root are less than equal to it. Means the data which is present, this data is present and it is on the left child. It is present in the left child. Then the return functions return, you can see that it is returning search root left number. Means the address of the search functions will return address of the left child and the number to be searched. Because the number which are present or which the number which we are want to searching, this number are present in the left side of the root data. That means the number which we are want to checking is present in the left child. So what it will return? What the search functions will return? Search functions will return the address of the left child because this number is present in the left side. So search functions will return the address of the left child and the number which we searched. And else, if there may be another condition that the number which you are searching is present on the right side of the root data. That means the number will be greater than equal to root data. Then what search functions will return? Search functions will return the, what the search functions will return? The search functions will